It's my fault again. I'm the bad guy, always the bad guy. And eventually, I just stop, throw my hands up, fine, you're right, it's me, it's always me. But inside, I'm screaming, what about you? What about the things you do? Because blaming her was easier, especially when I wasn't always at fault. So I did it for years. And it slowly destroyed everything while I told myself I was the one being wronged. It was never about being right. So when she told me how I had made her feel and it didn't match that picture, I couldn't take it. Because if she was right, maybe I wasn't who I thought I was. So I pushed it away. I argued, said things I'm not proud of, not to win, just to protect the image. She needed me, and I was too busy protecting myself to give her that. It didn't look like much from the outside, but it did real damage. When she'd tell me I hurt her, I'd flip it. Suddenly we're talking about her tone, or the time she did the same thing, or how I didn't mean it, so it shouldn't count. I had an answer for everything, a reason it wasn't really my fault, and I told myself I was being fair, but I wasn't being fair. I was making sure her pain never landed on me, because if it landed, I'd have to feel it, and every answer I gave pushed her a little further away. So I tried to fix it. I really did. I read the books, watched the videos, listened to the tapes. I learned the right things to say. We'd be in the kitchen going back and forth, and I'd ask, do you feel heard? Can you hear my side? I was doing everything right, saying all the right words, and it still wasn't working. So I came to the only conclusion that protected me. It must be her. I'm doing the work, I'm trying, I'm showing up. So if it's still broken, it must be her fault. That's how deep the blame went. I'd turned even my growth into evidence against her. I could take accountability. I could own my part, right until it actually hurt. Up until the point where owning it meant feeling something I didn't want to feel. That's where I'd stop. That's where the ego would step in and turn it back on her. I'd go just deep enough to look like I was trying, but never deep enough to actually change. Because going deeper meant admitting I'd hurt the person I loved, and that I wasn't the man I'd built in my head. So I stayed on the surface, took the easy accountability, and blamed her for the rest. For years. And then it almost ended. Instead of fighting to keep her, I did something I'd never done. I accepted she might not come back. I let go. And the moment I stopped gripping, stopped needing to keep her, stopped needing it to be her fault, something opened. The floodgates came in. Every time I'd fallen short, every time I'd defended myself and put it all on her, when I was partly to blame too, I could finally see it. Not because someone forced me to, but because I stopped protecting the image. So there was nothing left to defend. And underneath all of it, a breath of fresh air I'd never tasted. Not because she stayed, but because I could finally stop pretending. It was all her. If you're still thinking about this after the video ends, that's where I write, Beyond the Walls. Link in the description. So I made a decision. I care more about the relationship than I care about my image. More about being close than being right. More about her actually feeling me than her seeing the version of me I wanted her to see. And that changes everything how I show up. Now when she tells me how she feels and it doesn't match my picture of myself, I don't defend it. I let the picture break. Because the picture was never real anyway. She was. But I want to be honest about something. The ego didn't die. It still shows up. It still wants to defend, still wants to blame, still whispers, yeah, but what about what she did? I just don't hand it the wheel anymore. I notice it and I choose differently. Not perfectly, not every time, but enough to know it's no longer running the relationship. I am the version of me that chooses connection over being right. Here's where I've landed. The damage is real, and I did this for years. Not just with her. And sometimes I wonder if the damage is too great, if some things just can't come back. The optimist in me says it's possible. Reality might say something different. And the truth is, I don't control which one comes through. All I can control is how I show up. So I show up without the guarantee, knowing she might not stay, knowing it might not be enough, and choosing to be real anyway. Because that's the man I want to be. Whether she sees it or not.